What I've been finding working at the gun shop now, I've been working there maybe 8 months now, I would say. Um, the questions that come in from new gun owners, they're just, I don't know, it's too hard to answer what they want. They'll come in and say, what's a good gun? Well, what's a good gun? Well, name brand in the gun community, in the gun world, name brand definitely means a lot. It's not like you're buying a bottle of ketchup. You know what I'm saying? You could buy a bottle of ketchup made by ShopRite, or you could buy a bottle of ketchup made by Hunt's. I can't even taste the difference. But when it comes to firearms, it definitely means something. Because every time people order them cheesy piece of shit guns, I'm not going to name the guns, but I'll tell you what names to stick with is, of course, just use your common sense. Put it this way, I mean, if you come to Double Action, we don't sell low-end firearms. So if you buy a gun from us, most likely you're not going to have an issue. If you do have an issue, it'll be fixed by that company within weeks. You'll have it back and it's fine. But when you come in and say what's the best gun, it's hard to say that. So I got my two favorite platforms here. These are I look at these as designs, not Glock, not 1911. This is the Striker fire system, and this is the single action semi-auto system, which is a 1911 and and a Glock. And I know that's a 1911 and that's a Glock, but they're two different systems. If you're new to firearms, you got to be careful when you're choosing one, especially if you're going to carry and use for home protection. The best thing to do is know your gun. Know your gun. There's so many times people will come in and they don't even know what kind of ammo their gun takes. I want to use the range. Okay. What kind of firearm you got? What kind of gun you got? I got this. All right. What kind of ammo you need? I don't know. You really? I don't know. Can you tell me if it's a 9 or a 40? It's like, wow. See, that's scary when you hear that. You're like, man, I got to keep an eye on this person when they're shooting. So I mean, it doesn't happen a lot, but sometimes it happens, and we do coach and keep an eye on people like that. But in other words, the person did zero research before he bought a gun. And I know in a correct world, that's what you're supposed to do, but most of us, I'll even include myself in this, because when I first started buying guns, it's exciting, ain't it? Because it's something you're allowed to have, and we're one of the last countries, there's only a few countries left, where you have the Second Amendment, and you're allowed to buy a firearm to protect yourself. So it's kind of a big deal when you get something like that. So it's like a rush. But I'm telling you now, from if anyone news watching, the best thing to do is to decide why you want it and what you're going to use it for, and then pick a gun you think you like, do research on it, and of course try to shoot it before you buy it if you can rent it. Like say a Glock 19. Everyone knows the Glock 19 is one of the most proven modern guns of all time. The gun just doesn't fail. It's my favorite model Glock. I've had them all. I had the 21, the 26, the 19, I had the 23, I had the 27, I had the 36, I had the 30, I had them all. I almost had them all, except the long slides. I just don't like them. They're for, I don't know what they're for, competition shooting. I'm not into that. Glock 42, that's got my attention, because I'm not a 380 guy, but if I were to get a 380, that would be the 380 I would buy. So you might see a Glock 42 here if I can get my hands on one. I've shot two of them. I've shot one twice, a Glock 42. Very smooth 380. And you get these people out there, 380 is not enough power. As soon as they say that, it's like, okay, here comes another person that is not educated in firearms. First of all, when you buy a 380, not to get off the subject, you're using it for self-defense. Second of all, if you're using it for self-defense, you better be using it within 10 yards. So if you're going to use a 380 within 10 yards, it'll take care of business, is what I'm saying. Even 10 yards is far. That's even far. So if you're getting a 380 for self-defense, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're going to get a 380 to shoot long range at the shooting range because it fits your hand well and you want to shoot like 25 yards, that's really not a good gun to get unless you're a fantastic marksman. So if you come in and you say, what kind of gun do I get, or what's the best firearm, that is impossible to answer that. All our firearms are good firearms. We will not sell low-end firearms. I'm not going to mention names because some people have them. They get ass hurt. Yeah, that's your problem. You want to have a cheap gun because the price is cheap. I just hope it works for you the day you need it. Please. But cheap guns are made of cast. Cheap guns have a lot of plastic and cast. They're not refined. They're not fitted well to the frame, to slide. They're just not, And I don't know why you would want something like that. That's like saying, you know what? I'm going to go get heart surgery, but I'm going to go to the worst heart doctor I can find because he's a doctor. He has his license and he can do it. So why should I pay this doctor when I can pay this doctor that smells like billy goat soup? It's the same thing with guns. It's a life and death situation. It's not when you're buying it, not when you're having fun with it, not when you're shooting it, but when the time comes, if you ever do need it for what it's really meant for, yes it is, and you better have a good one. So, I don't want to make this video too long. If you're looking for a gun and you don't know which one to get, the best thing to do is get on YouTube and you'll hear about the great guns. And listen to people that shoot a lot. Listen to people that have a lot of trigger time. Listen to people that work in a gun shop for a long time. Because they're going to know the ones that come back all the time. They're the ones that see certain brands that are always breaking. Certain brands that have horrible customer service. They're the person you listen to. Don't listen to your friend that just got into guns and now he thinks he's an expert. Really? That's the worst guy to listen to. You want to listen to experienced, seasoned people, which I am not. But at least someone who has a good idea. If their life is firearms, they can guide you in the right direction. Are you done? I thought I set that thing on 3 rings. Oh my God. Anyway, I love a 1911. I love a Glock. The 1911 and the Glock, as far as handguns go, are my 2 favorite designs, and they're 2 totally different designs. This is an Ed Brown 1911. I love 1911, so to me this is the ultimate 1911 of the high-end 1911s, right? You got the Ed Brown, Les Baer, Red Hawk. Hear great things about all of them. I've handled most of them, and to me, for what I like, what I look for in a gun, the Ed Brown is the most refined. I look at this gun as like a piece of art, and it's beautiful, and so far it's been flawless. Hasn't hiccuped one time, thank God. Thank God. But so I figure, hey, if you're a 1911 fan, let's just get one beautiful custom 1911. That's what this is. I still love Colt. I still love Springfields. I still like all the other 1911s I've had that are great 1911s. I would like to get another Colt in my collection because the most I ever shot with was a 1911, was with my Colt Commander. And I put a lot of rounds through that one, and it never failed. No matter what kind of style bullet I put through it, it ate every kind of hollow point because it was made right. I'm having the feeling that this Ed Brown might be the same way. Because usually a 1911, when it is new, it hiccups a little bit until you get about 3 to 600 rounds, 3 to 500 rounds to it. Then it really starts, working real reliable because it's all broken in and everything, springs are softening up and everything. So, but a 1911 is a great gun. I don't recommend it to a brand new shooter because it's a little more complex as far as taking it apart, learning how to use it. There's a few extra steps. You want something like a Glock 19 which to me is my favorite model Glock. I mean, I've had them all. I've had the 23, I've had them all. And to me, the 19 is my favorite model Glock. If you don't like 9mm, you can go with a Glock 23. But the 9mm today, how they make them, how they make the hollow points and everything, and how hot they are, there really ain't much difference. But if you feel better with a 40, that's fine. You go with a Glock 23, Glock 27. But these are very easy guns to learn how to use. And when you see them perform, it will grow on you like a fungus. You will become a fanboy of these guns, because it's like, wow, I'm not a gunsmith, and I can do anything to this gun. You know, it just gives you confidence in your firearm when you can replace any part in it and shoot it extremely well, which is most important, and extremely reliable. So this is a great gun to get for your first gun. Now, some people might disagree because there's no thumb safeties. It's not a safety Sally gun like those other guns with the chamber indicators and all that. I do like chamber indicators because I don't like my memory, but I do know this. I train my brain never to put my finger in the trigger guard no matter what. So if you never put your finger in the trigger guard, which is in here, no matter what, the chamber indicator and the thumb safety and all that stuff is a bunch of crap. But if you need that in the beginning to feel confident, then so be it. Because the more confident you feel, the more relaxed you'll be if you had to use your gun, and the more safer you'll be. In the beginning, I liked guns with safety stuff. Now I hate guns with safety stuff. See how it changes? Because the more educated you get, the more you learn, the more you know you don't need that stuff, because your safety's in your brain. So, this is a fighting gun. This is designed to save your life. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it is a badass, and it will take care of business if you need it to. But I like the way they look. The blocky, Gumby look. It's a classic now. So, depends what you want. That's all I can say. I can't tell you what kind of gun to get. That's impossible. Alright? Alright, guys. This is a short one. Is it a short one? It's 13 minutes. That's not that short. I'm out of here. I got a lot of cool stuff coming up. I got a really cool flashlight to show you. You ain't going to believe this thing. I'm waiting on the batteries. I don't want to show it to you until I can turn it on. It's something I always wanted, and it's going to come in real handy. Even though you might think it's overkill, it's not, and I'll tell you why. If when the batteries get here. Other than that, take it easy, and thanks for watching.